Hello grade 12s, in this video we're going to go through the memo for your worksheet on surface area. So for question 1, you've been given a strawberry jam tin with the dimensions given to you, and you need to calculate in question A the area of sheet metal that is needed to make the strawberry jam tin. The formula has been given to you, the formula of the surface area of a cylinder, and very important, a lot of you didn't read this part. You need to round your answers to the nearest whole number. You do get penalized if you don't round your answers. So, starting with question A, calculate the area of sheet metal needed to make the strawberry jam tin. We're going to use the formula that's been given to us, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r times h. Something that some of you forgot to do is your BODMAS. Remember that this part of the sum you must put in brackets to remind yourself to not multiply the wrong thing by the height, by the h. So we're going to substitute in. We know that pi is 3,142 because it's been given to us. And what is r squared? R is your radius. You have not been given the radius, you've been given the diameter. So remember that your radius is half of your diameter, so it's 2.5 squared. Then you are going to multiply once again over here by pi, and your r is your radius once again, 2,5, and we multiply by the height of the tin, which is 12 centimeters. And if you work all of that out, you will get 39,275 for the first part of your sum, and you will get 188.52 for the second part of your sum. And if we add those all up together, we're going to get a total surface area of 227,795. Very importantly, you must round that up to the nearest whole number, which is going to be 228. And don't forget your units, square centimeters or centimeters squared. Question B, please calculate the total surface area of the label if the height of the label is 9 centimeters and it goes right around the tin. So this is once again almost the same as question A. You're calculating the surface area of a prism, except you're not calculating the surface area of the lid and the base of the can. But you've still got a round label, excuse the 3D drawing, and you need to calculate the area of the side of the label, but you are not calculating the top or the bottom. So it's a prism without the top and the bottom. All you're going to do is you're going to calculate the circumference of the prism, which is 2 pi r, and you're going to multiply that by the height of the label to work out this total surface area, excluding the base and the lid. So the 2 pi r is the circumference of the base, and then you're going to multiply that by the height of the can, and that will give you the area of the label. So that is 2 times 3,142 times by your radius, which is 2.5 centimeters, and your height has been given as 9 centimeters. And you then get a surface area of your label of 141,39, which you must round to the nearest whole number, 141 centimeters squared. Question 2. Micah wants to repaint the roof of his shed. Below are the dimensions of the shed in meters. He wants to repaint the sides as well as the front and the back of the roof. So when we say he wants to paint the sides, it is these two sides that form the length of the roof. And when we say he wants to repaint the front and the back of the roof, we mean he wants to repaint this triangle there and this triangle there. Do take note that you are not going to be painting the base of the roof. What do I mean by the base of the roof? You are not going to be painting this part over here, which would be the equivalent of your ceiling on the inside of your roof. You're painting the green triangles and the red sides of the roof. So there are two ways of approaching this. You could look at using your formula for a triangular prism, which we know is given to us as the surface area of a triangular prism is B breadth times height plus 2 length times side plus length times breadth. But you will have to edit that formula because you're not going to need all of the components. Remember, this breadth times height refers to the two triangles, the two green triangles, and this 2 length times side refers to the 2 red sides of the roof, but this length times breadth refers to the ceiling component, which we are not going to need. So you would edit your formula and use that which is left remaining. Another way of doing this, if you want to work out what you need to measure instead of using a reproduced formula, is if we're looking at the 2 red sides, we know that those are 2 rectangles, and we know that 2 rectangles would be 2 length times side. So that's what we would use over there. And the green triangles, remember, you're going to use the formula for a surface area of a triangle is half breadth times height. But we need to do 2 of those, and that's how your 2 times a half, those cancel out. You're then left with breadth times height, and that's exactly what we've got over here. So that is how we get to the formula for what we need to substitute in. Let's now work out what we need to substitute in. Your breadth is going to be this 6 meters over here. It's been given to us as 6 meters. So that is 6. What is the height of our triangle? What is that right angled height? It is definitely not 5. This is where you have to use a little bit of intuition. You've been told that the entire height of the house from pitch to floor is 11 meters. But then you've been told that your wall is 7 meters high. So what is the height of the roof? It is the difference between 11 and 7 meters, so therefore it is 4 meters. So your height is going to be 4 meters. Your length of your rectangle is going to be this 8 meters over here that you've been given. And the side of your rectangle, this, what we would usually call breadth, has been given to us as 5 meters. So we then have 24 meters squared plus 2 times by 40. We therefore have a total of 104 meters squared is how much surface area needs to be painted. Moving on to question B. If 1 liter of paint covers 20 square meters, how many liters of paint will Micah need to buy? Well, we know that he has to paint 104 square meters. So we're going to divide that by 20 square meters, and we get an answer of 5.2 liters, which we need to round up because you can't buy paint in 5.2 liters. The question told us that paint is sold in 1 liter tins. So we're going to round that up to say we need 6 liters of paint. We then see in question C that this paint costs 333 Rand 60 per liter. How much is it going to cost in total? We then take this 333 Rand 60, we multiply it by the 6 liters, and we get a total of 2,001 Rand 60 for the painting of Micah's roof.